Hey guys, my name is Regix. I hope you're having a fantastic day. In today's video, we are going to talk leaks, Datamine stuff, awesome stuff to get some hype and some mood. Let's just excite some things right now, guys. Right now, the Destiny sentiment towards, Bungie and the season hasn't been high. There has been a lot of things on day one, and it's actually the lowest ever player count for a day one season ever, I think. So right now we aren't really living the best, and there's a lot of things to why, with the whole seasonal model, the story narrative seeming more predictable, the starter pack, the lack of content, and obviously with it being a 7th month season, just stuff in general. So I'm hoping some of these leaks can actually, just get you guys excited. Now, some of this stuff does come from Datamine info that we're going to see later on, but again, take it with a grain of salt, as that it's not all entirely accurate on if it will likely mean what it means, because, there's going to be some stuff from Riven, and we shouldn't take Riven as a very trusted type person, if you don't know. But yeah, so I hope you guys do enjoy. Please be sure to subscribe. I'm doing a face reveal at 30K. I'm going to have a huge stream. Maybe I'm going to give away something. Who knows? And I hope you guys can, of course, become a part of our community. And I also just want to let anyone know, just real quick, is that I didn't really enjoy making the last couple of videos. I felt they weren't as good as I really wanted them to be. I sort of was pushing them out because I wanted, of course, to push out as much, content out there on a day one release, and I'm trying to be better on day one release, type content without, I want to be more quality over quantity, and I feel like sometimes I might misinterpret it just to get some content out for you guys on day one launches. I want to apologize if none of those videos were as good as they could have been. So I apologize on that front. Okay, in order for the Final Shape campaign to start, in order for us to go through that portal, we will need the Wish Dragon, Riven, to open it for us. So we need to wish it. In order to get Riven's cooperation, we will need to protect and find all the last remaining Aramkara eggs. And spoiler alert, there isn't a lot of them, because we kind of destroyed tons of them when we were doing our Wish Ender Exotic quest back in Forsaken, who played the Shattered Throne. Thanks to us, we were basically ones to destroy a whole entire species. However, there's still some eggs left, and basically it's our job to go and find them. Now, later on in the season, there's going to be a cutscene with another Wish Dragon called Tyrannus. Basically, Tyrannus and Riven basically loved each other, and it was pretty awesome, pretty cool. And then during the time of the Great Hunt, when the last city and the reef were basically going with, becoming allies to fight against all the Aramkara and lead the Aramkara species to extinction, Tyrannus, with all of his eggs, basically sacrificed his own life to take all those eggs and bring them, of course, around the solar system, like split it off and leave those eggs to, to the unknown regions of the world, just to safely secure the survivability of all the eggs in the Aramkara species. In doing so, a Wish Dragon unfortunately can't wish it on them own selves, so Tyrannus basically kills himself in the process when wishing to protect his own people. And this kind of leaves Riven to a, very sad state, as this was her mate that she really loved. So to finally see Tyrannus die, it really felt, kind of hard for, her. Basically, Aramkara can suffer dire consequences for granting their own wishes. That's how Riven's husband perished. Aramkara feed on the difference between what is desired and what comes to pass. This difference doesn't exist when granting their own wishes. See, like you see there. Now, the Soul Devices, the Vex has been actually a key enemy in this season. One of the reasons is actually that they've been constructing another Blackheart in the Garden of Salvation. Now, this is pretty cool, because obviously we destroyed a Blackheart back in the original Destiny 1 campaign, and to find out that they're building another one, that is pretty cool, because we actually found out in Lightfall that it looks like that the Blackheart is just a replica of the Veil, and the Vex have been trying to figure out how to, create a version of the Veil of their own sort of technology in a way, so they can simulate paracausality like the Veil and Traveler can. And if the Vex can simulate paracausality, that's just a big no-no. As you guys know, if the Vex do, we are in sort of a huge, big problem and big situation there. It looks like Bungie's maybe leaning into having the Vex be a big bad after the Final Shape concludes, at least for the narrative on the expansion. So keep your eyes on that, looking into the Echoes episode into the future. Now, the twist for the 15th wish, this is the biggest thing that we're probably likely going to see at the end of the season before we summon our 15th wish, is that the twist is that Savathun constructed this wish to only allow one person through the portal. Not the whole Vanguard or anything. Only one person. Osiris wants to send Crow into the Pale Heart and use the connection between him and Mara to build a way, a bridge, if you will, for everyone else to follow him. Mara objects, but Osiris insists, saying that the Awoken were created by the collision of light and dark. Thus, Mara and Crow's sibling connection mirrors the connection between the Traveler and the Veil. I find this one of the most interesting story beats ever, if this is to be true. We obviously knew for years that the Awoken were both light and dark, and we knew that since Lightfall ended, that the Witness needed a connection between the Veil and the Traveler, both a light paracausality entity and a both dark paracausality entity, to both breed that sort of connection to open the portal into the Pale Heart. Now, to figure out that if the wish is only going to carry one person into the Pale Heart, and that the Crow was going to be that person, and then Mara was going to be on our side while the Crow was on the Pale Heart side, they would be able to build a connection using the power of the ley lines, using the power of that sort of bridge of light and dark to build a huge, I'm going to say it again, connection to build a bridge in order for us to go through. I find that pretty cool. It's kind of mixing both Plan B and Plan A, because Plan B still at this time is still to figure out and research on the Veil, figure out another way, and build a connection to get into the portal. Obviously, that's not going to really work out until the Wish Dragon Riven wishes us in, at least one of us, into the portal. Then we can sort of figure out how to make that bridge using Awoken and Techian magic and all that Awoken jazz. It's kind of cool. I find it really interesting. Let me know your thoughts on that. Apparently, Shaxx is really, quote-unquote, down for Marasav. We know that the new Warlord's Ruin Dungeon is going to have a lot of Shaxx, a lot of Scorn, a lot of, let's just say, Iron Lord type deal lore, and it's going to be really interesting in the EDZ. I can't wait to play that dungeon on Friday, but apparently there's going to be some stuff with Mara and Shaxx, like always, if you know what I mean, so pretty cool. Something also interesting here, with Taken now without a master like Oryx around and Xethorath kind of in a different situation at this point, they can, or well, without a master, can be controlled by those with strong will. Marasov commands a Taken to stand out of someone's way. So Mara basically might be able to control the Taken. Again, with Oryx gone and Xethorath sort of out of there, and Savathun not really having sort of a connection with the Taken anymore, as it's a light sort of hive god, if you will. Mara would probably be the best option, or at least Riven, and with the bargain that's going on, she's technically our friend-to-me, our ally but enemy, so yeah, there you go. We might be getting Taken as an allies for a temporary time in maybe the new activity or a new mission or something. I know you would never expect it, but that's how it is. Strong will, strong command, there you go. That's how the Taken operate, that's how they work, and that's how it's going to go. Some more things to look here is that Crow's unsure if he should end Vikrul's misery the next time he sees him, or if he should offer help. This is a huge, sort of big implication that Vikrul's still alive. Obviously we knew that, and we know that a huge episode, the Revenant episodes, is really going to focus on Vikrul and the Scorn. And apparently a lot of the story plot points is saying that the Scorn are actually, well, Vikrul's Scorn, or whatever around Vikrul's sort of Scorn type family or whatever, technically have personality. That these dead fallen are not necessarily technically dead without a personality and mostly mindless, but some are raised with Vikrul to have some semblance of personality, and they're still developing their own culture distinct from the Elixni culture. And again, it's still unsure if this is the Witness of Scorn or Vikrul's, but the emergence of Scorn culture was first mentioned in Season of the Lost. It could look like that the Scorn could, be something else than it already is. For years, we've known them as just, this breed that was, born from a wish and all that stuff, and Uldren Saw basically commanded them and all this jazz, and they could be, brought into having a more huge type ideal role in the future after the Crow maybe finally sees Vikrul after all these years. Who really knows? Some other big things to close off this video on is that apparently the link between the Traveler and the Veil isn't artificial, it's primordial. It's something they always had together Armkara powers always had limits. Riven says not even she can undo the path the witness opened. It's technically just saying like, okay, guys, Riven can't be that stronger than the Traveler, which I always actually thought was going to be something that they were going to say, like, actually the Witch Dragon can do everything in this world, but I guess not. So just to look at, Uldren at some point wished to right his wrongs. I guess this implication is that he was resurrected as a guardian as a result of the wish, of this wish. So it could be something interesting that we might see down the line, that a wish actually maybe caused him to become Crow today. So it might be interesting to see those little implications then and there. But yeah, that really finishes up today's video. Some implications for later on in the season. I'm really excited for the story narrative as we go into further of the story. Obviously, with it being a 7-month season, we're not going to see all of this close out for 7 months. We're going to see this go in for another 2 months or so, and then that's it of the story for a while. But again, I love story narrative. I'm hoping that we see a lot of major story beats in these next couple of weeks. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.